welcome back to the Dover Motor Speedway here in Dover, Delaware for the Delaware Dodge Dealers 400 for the NAPA Auto Parts Cup Series round of 6 finale in the playoffs. One of our smaller fields of the season, but regardless, these drivers are going to put on a show here at the Monster Mile. I am King in the booth, joined by my colleague Mirage as usual, ready to bring you all the action from tonight's race. So before we get rolling, we've got a few pre-race ceremonies to take care of as always. So with that, please rise for the national anthem. And now to say the most famous words in motorsports.
God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Engines are fired here at Dover, and we're just about ready to go racing for 170 laps around the Monster Mile here, nicknamed. And go get in your car. Turn your engine on. Weight machine. I still didn't say go. Alright, well, I guess Hobbs is just missing the start. Alright, go ahead. Alright, so now as we get rolling under caution, let's take a look at our commanders on the grid starting lineup for tonight's race at Dover. On the front row, taking the pole away at the last second is the 27 of, or the 00 of Ghost, driving the Drone Strike Racing development car alongside the 47 of Forza, looking for his 4th Cup Series championship. Behind them in row 2, the 1 of Hobbs, still in the fight for the playoffs. Gonna roll off alongside the 18 of Supreme, eliminated after the round of 10. Row 3, the 24 of Ford, rolling off alongside the 12 of Robloxian from Rab Racing, a pair of veterans. In row 3, row 4 made up by the 48 of Flicker in the playoffs for Bear Motorsports, looking for championship number 3 in a row alongside the 10 of Hickory, driving the Blaze Technology Motorsports development car. And rounding out our field in row 5, the 31 of Zach, still in the playoffs, going to roll off alongside the 99 of Russell in the Bayer Motorsports development car.
A stacked field of drivers today at Dover. We saw the very close racing going on yesterday for the NAPA Break Series, also at Dover here. There was a lot of close door-to-door racing as we're going to come to the choose code now. And a very, very long race as well. Monster Mile. Very, very interesting track indeed. And these tyres are going to be going out very, very quickly. So now the pace car will be in as we will roll to the start-finish line. And the Ohio Edison restart zone, and we are green and underway here at Dover already. And a good start, and we're already 3 wide up in the front of the pack. And it looks like that NAPA car will take the lead here, but 2 wide still. A lot of variation in racing lines here at Dover, so we could see a lot of differentiality of how these drivers go into the corner, how they come out of the corner. But like I said, very long race, and anything can happen here.
3 wide for second between Robloxing, Supreme, and Forza on the high side, trying to stick with it. Gonna back out, going now to the middle as Supremes gets sent up the racetrack after some contact with the 12. Ford now trying to muscle his way through on the bottom as well. Contact off of 4. Supreme popped up on the 2 wheels for a moment. Is now Forza tumbling through the top 5. Contact made with Supreme and Ford on that front stretch. Now both Chevrolets going to get past him. Forza going to look for another move on the 24 though into turn 3. And going to slide up and clear, but now Supreme and Robloxing continue to battle for second down the front straightaway.
We've already seen 3 wide here, almost directly off. We had a fairly clean race here at Dover last night in the NAPA Break Series. But we're going to see if that cleanliness can come to the NAPA Cup Series as well, as Ghost in the 00 development car will take the lead with a 1.3 second whopping lead in front of the 47 of Forza, making his way back up through the field. The BTM driver and team owner here has pulled off a bit of moves and brought himself back up into the 2nd place.
Got a cluster of race cars right here, or had a cluster of race cars. All of the Bear Motorsports drivers were battling each other a few laps ago. Now Flicker to the inside of his teammate Russell for 5th on the racetrack, or 4th, excuse me. Ford also there looking underneath the 48. Flicker will take that spot for now though.
There's lots of contact and even some mid-corner bump drafting, but that could be very risky if you're trying to bump draft a teammate or something like that, as a lot could go wrong. Yeah, and I mean, saw at Dover, some people were getting turned, especially as we came into stage 3 yesterday night. We were seeing lots of
wild last night. No contact between Russell and Flicker there. Close call for those 2 teammates coming off of turn 2. Oh, more contact. Russell trying to complete the corner, finish that diamond type of line. Going to come down on his teammate, make some contact with the right front, and then Flicker going to come up and put him in the wall. It's going to cost them both positions.
48 hard into the wall, hit by the 99, and that's allowed the 24 of Ford to just sweep by both of them.
Supreme as well. He got a large gap to that group after that contact.
Very interesting racing styles. We saw tempers flare last night in the NAPA Break Series. We saw some altercations between Bands and Ghost, and this is definitely going to be interesting.
Very spread out race already. Not many cars on the racetrack, so to be expected, especially this early into the night, but we'll see if Forza and Robloxing can cut into Ghost's lead. Looks like the 00's been able to hold a solid lead. Looks like he gained a 10th that time by the start-finish line.
Yeah, but lots and lots of things can and most likely will happen here. This is a very, very complicated racetrack to be able to get down perfectly. And just like I was saying earlier, that variation in race lines could definitely be very interesting as well. And another thing is that these tires can go out so quickly. This high banked short oval with that concrete surface, it's incredibly odd here for these tires. And we saw yesterday that those tires were going out absolutely rapidly, and so we'll see a lot of different strategies come into play there. And there goes Kirby and the 48 as well, a flicker coming together and almost spinning each other out as they came into turn 2. And that was a big altercation between the 99 and the 48.
I want to go back to what you were just speaking about, the racetrack. Let's take a look at our RPM rundown for tonight at Dover. 170 laps the distance, 50 laps through stage 1. We're 15 down, coming to 35 to go, and then stage 2 will end at lap 105, and the final stage ends at lap 170, where we will see the checkered flag and crown a winner. But this is a 1 mile oval racetrack, 24 degrees of banking in the corners, 9 degrees of banking on the straightaways. It's a very, very steep racetrack. The elevation changes coming out of the corner and coming onto the straightaways are just like a roller coaster, drivers have said. And it's going to be interesting to see how we've already seen how much contact these guys are making, just racing side by side. But as Mirage was saying, you got to be able to save your tires, and you have to be able to manage them over these long runs, as you see how spread out we are already on this first run of the race. So definitely going to be an attrition-based race, and how well you can preserve your tires, as we see Supreme starting to run down the 12 of Robloxian already for third. But also the multiple racing grooves that you can see here. You got the Diamond becoming popular, but you've also got a few drivers running the high side all the way around like Forza. So lots of different ways to get around Dover. But that was your RPM rundown presented by Craven Engines. 32 laps to go in stage 1. Ghost your leader, Forza trying to chase him down. And looks like he's starting to close the gap already. 00 fired off incredibly well, but now I think that 47 car is starting to reel him in over this longer run. 20 laps down now. And Forza is starting to close significantly quickly on that 00. Supreme also closing out on the back bumper of the 12 of Robloxian, this for third between two non-playoff drivers. And then a few seconds behind these two is the 24 of Ford, running fifth.
Very interesting racing lines we have seen there. And, you know, anything could happen in this race. I mean, we've seen overall mostly clean racing going on for the stint of this weekend. I mean, we're 22 laps in, about to come to 23, and this has definitely been a very, very clean racetrack over this weekend. But do remember that Dover held the previous most amount of cautions in the NAPRA just before Elwood in the NAPA Break Series beat it just about a week or two ago. So definitely watch out for something happening here, because a lot can happen here at Dover.
Comes Supreme now to the bumper of the 12 and going to get into him, send him way up the racetrack, and going to take that spot. Robloxian, though, not going to like that move. Two aggressive drivers. Let's see how they race each other here early at Dover. Neither of them in the playoffs, so neither of them with anything to lose, everything to gain. And Supreme will carry by the 12 after just booting him out of the way and now take third. 12 car does not seem to be handling well over this long run, as he was right on the back bumper of the 47 about 10-15 laps ago, and now he's lost third to Supreme. And the 24 Ford also seems to be growing in his mirror.
This is definitely an interesting racetrack. Like I was saying earlier, the tire wear is much, much more of a problem than fuel. Usually when we come to these high-banked racetracks, you would think that fuel would be an issue, but no, especially with the surface and this kind of track layout here. The Monster Mile will be monstrous for these tires, and definitely can be a race breaker. I mean, we saw a couple, we saw last night at the 31 of Nick in the Napa Break Series was very smart with managing his tires very well there. But this is definitely going to be something, and if we don't get caution soon, then these drivers are going to have to start making green flag pit stops. Ooh. And there was a lot of contact there between Supreme and the 10 of Hickory. who is a lap down in 8th place now, and maybe a little bit of battling going on from lap down cars, but lots and lots of spreading out is this field is very, very interesting amount of drivers here. We have a much smaller amount of drivers than we are used to here, and I believe one of the smallest fields of the playoffs here at Dover. But as we come to lap 30 here, it's definitely interesting. A lot of this action is spread out. We already have cars getting lapped under green flag, and yeah, we can definitely see some interesting racing here.
Absolutely. I'm going to keep my eye on this 3-car battle here between Supreme, Robloxian, and Ford, because they're starting to get a little closer, these three, just before this pit stop, or the pit cycle, or the pit window opens. So going to be interesting to see if any of these three can shuffle positions on the pit stop or coming to it. A little concern, though, for the 48 of Flicker. Not had great pace so far tonight. Qualified 6th, and looks like he stayed there since the start of the race, but he has lost ground to his teammate Ford over the course of this run. So I would expect a big swing in adjustments coming for that 48 car on his first pit stop to get him set for the rest of the race, especially stage 1 for those stage points that will be given out at the end. And we got a car on pit road. 3 cars on pit road. Forza drops to pit road.
I don't know if the ticker is broken or not, or maybe he just had a mechanical problem and wasn't able to start the race, but the 31 is now coming up on the ticker as 25 laps down. You've only done 34 so far. I don't know if that's supposed to be.
Forza quick surface, down and away off of pit road already. Robloxian very long service. Looks like he took 4 tires and a full tank of fuel and just now leaving his box.
Yeah, very hard to pit at this very short track. It's very hard to pit and come out on the lead lap. Almost always you'll come out a lap down, and we've seen stuff like this happen, just like with Mays, the 42 car of Mays in the NAPA Break Series yesterday night. He had a crucial error when coming into the
Supreme
pits
in the wall.
time.
Supreme, your leader now after the 0-0, and 47 ahead of him hit pit road. Got into the wall there in turns 1 and 2. His tires are shot. He's got to try and get to pit road. Looks like his tires are absolutely falling off. He's significantly slower than the other cars around him. We saw the 12 of Robloxian go flying past.
Supreme taking the lead by staying out, but with what cost here, as his tires are absolutely hammered now, as the 18 will dip into the pits, giving the 99 a chance to come into the pits as well, and this might be Forza and the 47 car coming to take the lead.
Let's see. Does look like, yeah, Forza definitely jumped the 0-0 on that pit cycle. Supreme finally down on the pit road and now finished with service, headed off.
Interesting racing.
Quick stop for Supreme, though. We'll see where he blends. Looks like he's going to come out well ahead of the 47.
47, I don't know what happened there, but as he was coming off of the final turn just before the start-finish line, I think he hooked a drain or something, because that 47 car went hard into the wall. He was able to save it, but I have no clue what happened there just after turn 4. 10 laps to go here at Dover. Mostly calm race for now. Forza now leading, followed by the car of Ghost in the 0-0 development car for Drone Striker Racing. And some interesting strategies coming into play as Robloxian, no, sorry, not Robloxian, Supreme has come out in third. Don't know what I would have said about Robloxian there. But now coming on, as we've seen a lot of calm racing here, but we have a small battle here between Kirby, Russell, sorry, I'll just call him Russell from now on. Russell, Zach, and Ford. Zach is a lap down though here, so interesting seeing how this battle will turn out.
Yeah, Ford and Russell teammates not in the playoffs, Russell in the development car, but still fighting for the stage point here in 5th. Flicker with a good pit stop, jumped up to 4th within stage point range, just what he needed to do, just outside of playoff point range for this stage though. His teammate Supreme 3rd up the road ahead of him. He is in position for playoff points, as well as the 47 and 00 in 2nd and the lead.
And now with 6 to go, Forza is leading the race now, followed by the development car for Drone Strike Racing. And now going over to our buddies at Fox Sports here on Super Bowl weekend, with the Seattle Seahawks leading 3-0 as we go into the second quarter at Levi's Stadium for the NFL. And been a very interesting game for them over there, as well as the official Fox Sports account on YouTube has gotten taken down, leaving about 300,000 viewers without any way to watch the game.
You're serious?
And some very... yeah, I am 100% serious
Oh my
about that.
god.
The live official Fox Sports account has been taken down by YouTube, and the official YouTube stream for the Super Bowl has been taken down. So interesting stuff going on in the NAPRA and for Fox as well.
Here's one of Hobbs. Looks to be rejoining the racetrack, or joining the racetrack for the first time after missing the start.
Number 1 car, he is a playoff car, but he is pretty high up in the points. Coming out of the Glen just last week, he was 136 points, just a bit under from Zach, who, as we saw, a little bit of contact there between Hobbs and Zach, I believe. And even if Hobbs doesn't have the best race, he could possibly just stay up here. And talking about the points as well, Forza, who is all the way at the bottom of the points for the playoffs, he has been actually given a bit of hope here, as the only thing that he has to do to continue and make it into the championship 4 is to just finish the race, as the 26th of Dragon and the 27 of Lucas have been suspended after going over the maximum amount of warnings after the Glen. And now, at the end of stage 1, Forza will get the win of stage 1 in that 47 car. Pace car will be out, and some pit options now will finally open for the drivers under caution. Pace car, nowhere to be seen as we come to our second lap under caution. There he is.
There you go. There. Yeah, he can wait. Pit road is not open. Pit road is not open.
Oh yeah, lots of strategy calls is what we're gonna see as we see the 12 zooming by the pace car there.
Okay, I guess Robloxian's taking wave. Or, you don't need to take a manual free pass.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can just set the... Anyways.
It's been like that all season. The road is
Flag
open.
is out for the stage. Pit road is now open. And we will see most, if not all, of these drivers actually funneling into the pits. Also, sorry, is that... So, the 12 of Robloxian has innocently beached himself in the grass at pit entry.
No, he's not stuck. He's just letting the field go by. You can pit Robloxian, and you'll get your lap back. But everybody else who's a lap down, if you pit, you won't get your lap back, because you're electing to not take the wave around. And Hobbs is taking his wave.
Stop for Forza, and the 47 will be the one to lead to the pace car again.
The road is open one more time.
Stage 1, ultimately very calm there, and for a second, I genuinely did not notice that we had actually gone to stage caution as I was reading the points. But yeah, very long race, lots of options strategy-wise here, and the 47 will be the first one behind the pace car now, as I believe every driver except for maybe a couple of the lap cars, I believe every driver has come into the pits.
Pits are closed.
The pits are closed, and it will be one more lap until the pink lights here at Dover. Night, very interesting race, and back to our buddies at Fox here as the Seattle Seahawks have scored a field goal. 11 minutes down, 11 minutes remaining in quarter 2, and it will be 6-0 for Seattle over the Patriots in the NFL.
Okay, green this time. Choose on the back stretch.
And drivers now will be choosing their lanes on the back stretch. Both bottom and top lane we've seen can work out here. A lot of drivers were running the top lane in practice. They saw, you know, what the break series guys were doing was be wide in the front for whatever reason that is.
Bear Motorsports on the high side, Forza on the bottom, followed up by Ghost, Robloxian, Zach, and Hobbs. So, coming back to the Ohio Edison restart zone to kick off stage number 2. Very tightly packed restart, but we're back green as they dive into turn 1. Russell all the way on the high side, trying to make some ground up. 4 wide for a moment, still 3 wide in places. Forza away with the lead, still battle is on for second in every position on back. 4 wide again. Supreme and Flicker up, or sorry, Ghost up into the wall.
Yeah, Ghost had a heavy hit there into the wall, but we're seeing lots of door-to-door action here, and no big wrecks are happening. Still 4 wide in the back of the pack between Ghost, Ford, 10 and the 1 as well. My goodness, incredible racing going on here. Kirby in the 99 almost got loose there as well.
Oh, look at Zach, what a run.
Zach almost got loose.
To the outside of the 18, trying to hang on the right rear quarter panel as Robloxian tries to clear on the bottom. Contact made, Zach almost goes for a slide down the back straightaway, able to get it corrected and keep it together, though Russell into the outside wall.
And 10 as well of Hickory. My goodness me. Incredible racing going on here. We've seen consistent 3 wide, consistent 2 wide as well, and even on occasions we have seen 4 wide. And this is incredible racing here from the Cup Series. Some of the best road stock drivers in Roblox here, and it's incredible seeing what they're able to pull off here at Dover.
Zach trying to solidify second, although he is a lap down, so Supreme currently has second on track, or second on the lead lap. Robloxian behind him once again. Here it comes to the inside though. Oh, Zach and Robloxian contact off of turn 4 into the inside wall. They bounce off of it and keep going, but the 12 gonna lose a handful of positions.
The 31 still bouncing off the walls here and bouncing off other cars as we're coming to 4 wide with the 00, and there goes the 48 of Flicker almost high into the wall, and there was even more contact there in the back between Russell as well. Oh my goodness. And so we will eventually head back to this 1-lane style of racing that we've seen. Sorry, not 1 lane, just 1 wide, as we see the rest of the pack spilling out a little bit. And Forza in the 47 taking command of the field here, 1.5 seconds in front of Supreme in second, followed by the 00 of Ghost, I believe.
Hobbs and Russell racing side by side, not for position. 99 on the lead lap, 1 car a lap down after joining the race late. Still looking middle 3 wide though, regardless of where he is on the track. Robloxian in the 12 also looking for somewhere to go. All three of them up the track. 12 car going to try and stick it on the yellow line.
It is 4 wide there for a second. Back to 3 wide now, but it looks like Russell, with a commanding exit of turn 4 there, has taken up here. And it looks like he's still going to get pushback though, as we're still 3 wide behind him.
Robloxian still trying to get away from this one car. Little bump off of turn 4 there from the 31. That'll help him around the one of Hobbs. Finally back clear. Try and focus forward on the 99. Ooh. Contact between Flicker and Hobbs there in turns 1 and 2. Two playoff competitors right there making contact. Flicker not had the strongest long run car, or short run car rather, and just not had the strongest car. Trying to get some track position before this second run of the race is just settled into, and everybody kind of holds position until the pit stop.
And green flag pit stops, almost a necessary thing here at Dover. Like we've seen, it's been very clean racing. Yesterday, I believe we only had 1 or 2 wreck-related cautions. A very, very interesting racing that we've seen, and very clean racing as well. We have had no wreck-related cautions so far in the race. We are 70 laps in and 36 laps to go, coming to 35 in stage 2.
Flicker's still trying to work on the inside of the 31 of Zach. Battle for third heating up as well, or fourth, excuse me, between Robloxian and Russell. Forza Supreme and Ghost have driven away from the rest of the field. 00 starting to close on the 18 for second. Ghost led the majority of that first stage before the pit stop. Definitely got a good car.
47 of Forza looking to get into the championship 4. Like I was saying earlier, he only has to finish this race to advance to the championship 4, but he is looking like he's trying to do some more of that.
Battle for second. Goes to the inside of Supreme. Tried to stay there off of turn 2. Could not quite do it with the run the 18 got. Now turn 3 again. Little bit of contact. 18 gonna brush the wall. Ghost tried to come up and clear. Close call right there off of 4. Supreme though able to stay outside. Now gonna look for the switch back into turn 1. 18 on the bottom now. Gonna try and retake second place, and he will. Ghost not quite able to get the run he was looking for off the corner. And he'll have to settle back into third for the time being. Try and dial up another attack here in a few laps, as now things have gotten really shaken up a little bit further in this secondary pack here. Ford now up to fourth, past his teammate Russell and the 12 of Robloxian. And now Flicker and Zach sideways in the middle of turn 2. A big slide for the 31, a playoff driver. Gonna take a backward slide into the wall and continue. Will stay green. I'm not sure what happened there.
These playoff drivers here, a lot of them actually here. There are 6 playoff drivers, but there right now are only 4 right here, just as we were talking about earlier, the suspensions for going over the legal limit of warnings, I'll say. And you can identify your playoff drivers by the blue name banner on the cars and the yellow line underneath their names on the ticker. And speaking of that, if we could get a yellow line under the 31, please, that would be great. So now clearing the field, but Supreme is gaining just a bit here on Forza. 28 to go in stage 2. The gap was 1.8, now dwindled to 1.4 between the 48 and the 18. And there's a fight between Hobbs in the number 1 and the 24 of Ford, as there's even more fighting behind them between the 48 of Flicker, and 4 wide there between the 48 of Flicker, Robloxian, Hickory, and the 99 of Russell as well. And some great racing going on, very clean racing going on. It's definitely interesting how incredibly clean they've been able to keep these race cars going through, as we're 80 laps without a wreck-related caution.
10 of Hickory finally found out how to drive that race car. Maybe he said over the radio he's trying to pull a strategy from last night's Break Series race. As a close call for Russell and Robloxian. They're almost a jackknife, able to get sorted out. But now the 10 car actually racing, as I think he was sandbagging that whole first stage, trying to get a tire advantage. Did not work out for him. So now he's actually racing here in stage number 2. Let's see what this 10 car has. Trying to make some moves on the 12 and the 99. Looking for somewhere to go on the back stretch. Into the back of the 12.
Down the inside, there goes Hickory. And made it 3 wide there, but still side by side with the 12. And into turn 1 and 2 once again. Hickory still side by side, but it looks like it will keep fighting onto the backstretch. And we saw what Hickory could do in the NAPA Brake Series just yesterday, as Hobbs will come into the pits. And we saw what he could do in the NAPA Brake Series yesterday, coming home with a P2 finish, just short of Nick in the 31 for D2 last night. And let's see if some of that can translate into the race today in the Cup Series. Now, also above the leaders, we have the 00 development car of Ghost fighting with the 18 of Supreme. And that fighting has helped them close the gap to Forza. Was 1.8, now 1.3, and coming across the line, it has kind of taken them back down, now 1.7 to the leaders. But expecting to see a lot of these smaller 1v1 battles kicking up between this much more spread out pack.
How about Ford and fourth here, really in no man's land. Nobody around him, just running his own race, running his own lap times. Good tell of speed for this 24 car. We'll see what kind of lap times he can put down, and what ground he can gain on the 18 and the 27, or the 00, excuse me, or potentially ground he can lose. So 19 laps to go in stage 2, just making our way through the second stint of the night here at Dover. Flicker and Hickory battling for 5th here. 10 car, I mentioned him a few laps ago, he's starting to come forward now. He was sandbagging that first stage, trying to play some tire strategy. Didn't work out, so he's learned his lesson. He's going all out this stage, and here he is racing for a top 5 spot. Well, top 5 on the racetrack. He's a lap down because of the strategy, but good speed in that 10 car, and very promising if he could find himself back on the lead lap. Very promising what he could do.
And we're still looking at least one more pit stop in stage 2 for most of these drivers. And just a bit ago, Forza in the 47 car had hooked something after turn 4, and it looks like it's just happened the exact same thing to the 48. As I was looking at the 10 car of Hickory, and behind him, it looked like the 48 of Flicker had just kind of lost it on its own there. Don't really know what's going on before the start-finish line after turn 4, but definitely something interesting, and hopefully we don't have a Las Vegas Grand Prix situation with the manhole cover here.
47 car on pit road from the lead. Gonna bring the 31 of Zach, or sorry, no, not Zach, the 10 of Hickory with him, as well as the 48 of Flicker, both on the pit road, as well as Forza from the lead.
And that means a 00 of Ghost will take the lead of the race, followed by the 18. I don't know why I'm singing.
Ghost gonna stay on the racetrack at least one more lap. Robloxian on pit road, or he's been on pit road and off already.
And we saw a lot of tire gambling going on in the NAPA Brake Series yesterday, so maybe we could see that happening, but we've seen that these Cup drivers are much more conservative with their tires, and much more, they don't really want to push it too far here with the tires. I mean, we saw Nick in the stage 1 yesterday. He was the race winner. In stage 1, he was suffering a lot with those tires, as Ghost in the 00 will come into the pit lane for only tires, I believe. Maybe just a little splash of fuel, but the 18 will take the lead.
Supreme, only car on the racetrack yet to pit. And you can see the tire disadvantage as the 47 of Forza goes by and drives away from him with ease. So now the question is, when will the 18 pit? Got to be this lap. That the fuel's basing it off of the fuel. The tires are looking to get to that point where they just fall off a cliff. So we'll see when Supreme hits pit road. Go around one more time.
There are now only 2 cars on the lead lap, that being Supreme and Forza just barely, but he is driving away from the 18 car now, and that tire disadvantage is really coming into play here.
Yeah, I think all Supreme is doing here is staying out longer, is hurting himself on the back end of this run. Now he finally comes to pit road.
Trying to go in stage 2, and that will bring Forza back to the lead, I believe.
Yes, it will. Forza will come around, come by pit road, and take the lead back from Supreme. The 2 NAPA cars on track. Ghost and Flicker. 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Might see a battle between these two start up, but I think that 00 would drive away from the 48. Ghost has been incredibly fast tonight. Flicker has not had the opportunity to really show how fast his car is. Always been stuck in a battle, and always been buried track position wise. So I guess we'll see what kind of speed the 48 truly has here as he races with his pseudo twin, you could say, here at Dover, with 7 to go in stage 2. Forza coming around to 6 this time.
And there we go, lap 100. 6 to go in stage 2, lap 100. Like I said, very long race. And stage 2, stage 3 is the longer stage here, but lap 100 is led by the Hatsune Miku Fire Suit in the 47 car of Forza. Really much more to say about this race. There is a big gap between lots and lots of these drivers here, and this is definitely an interesting racetrack. I mean, there is a big gap between basically everyone here, and I believe the only 2 drivers that we will see coming up to fight here will be the 00 of Ghost and Flicker in the 48, the 2 NAPA Auto Parts cars here at Dover, as we come to 3 to go in stage 2.
Flicker's reeling him in. We'll see if he can get close enough to make a move here. I think he can with the rate of, with how quickly he's been catching him over these last few laps. And I think there will be contact made for this spot. Because it's the playoffs. Every playoff point matters. These playoff points earned in this round will carry with you to the round of champions. It is so important to build a bubble going into that round, especially if you're at risk of getting hit with a suspension through warning. So this second place in this stage could mean a lot for the 48's championship hopes through the final round, because this, even just this one playoff point on the line here for this one position could be the difference between second and first in the standings going into next round. So white flag, Flicker still a number of car lengths away from 00. Doesn't look like he's going to get there. And he will not. Forza will come to the green and white checkered flag and sweep the stages here at Dover. Ghost comes on second, Flicker takes third, Ford solid fourth, and Supreme falls from second on the racetrack prior to the yellow to fifth, unfortunately. Second or third on the racetrack, falls to fifth.
And
Michigan.
Now, here we go. What? Huh? Michigan. Okay. And so pace car now out on track. The 47 will be the 1-2 sweep the stages here, and a very commanding car on the grid here for Blaze Technology Motorsports. And stage 3, the longest stage here at Dover.
The road is
and pit road will be open as we see the 47 giving a friendly bump to the back of the pace car, and most cars, if not all, will now funnel in.
Supreme gonna stay out as well as... Who's that? I don't know.
Supreme is going to stay out, along with Hobbs in the number 1, as the 10 of Hickory will get a free pass. So, here coming lap 108 out of 170. Supreme and Hobbs will both funnel into the pits. And this is where we start seeing some interesting stuff go on. We saw this just last night in the NAPA Break Series Stage 3. Absolute chaos incarnate, and some crazy stuff was going on in Stage 3, and now all of these playoff drivers are going to be looking for their points here. So we'll see what'll go down here in Stage 3. Very, very long stage. Lots of things can happen.
Absolutely. Gonna be the longest run of the night already. Just 60 laps. Still gonna pace a few more under yellow, but once we go back green, it'll still be the longest run of the night. So we'll see. Gonna be interesting to see how the strategy works out. We might end up seeing 2 pit stops, or maybe just a 4-tire stop under green. That'll be interesting to see. But the trend for the weekend has been we stay green for incidents, so I'd expect these Cup drivers to keep that the same. The road is closed. And we will choose this time. Hickory drop to the back.
We're around to the choose cone now. And 1 car was allowed at free pass, and Hickory in the 10 will be the one in the back of the field, but we saw those moves that he was making earlier, and maybe if he can keep that up, he could be fighting his way up the pack for a good result here.
Blew out on the front row here. NAPA cars, Ghost on the bottom, Flicker on the high side. Forza and Ford behind them in row 2. Through the restart zone, we're back green. Stage 3 underway in the Delaware Dodge Dealers 400. Down into turn 1 once again. Lots of bumper tag being played. NAPA cars up the track, able to stay side by side though. Is the 48 down the back straightaway. Where will the 47 go? Into turn 3, gonna try and stick it to the bottom. Little contact with the 00. Ghost tried to cover him up.
No.
Contact, close call off of turn 4. Now Flicker gonna power back around the outside, try and take the lead. Contact made. Ghost harder to the outside wall. Gonna bounce off the wall and keep going though.
We will stay green.
Wow. I'm surprised that wasn't massive.
0. Now, that is the second warning now for the 47 car. Very interesting racing going on here. As the 00 might have even used that to his advantage, as we are now 3 wide for second place. And,
lots of contact in the back.
That was almost
Zach up in the wall. Oh, Flicker!
Oh, no, there goes Flicker.
Contact with Forza coming off a 2. 47 bounced off the wall into the 48.
The 48 car.
Sent him spinning.
All the way back up though. Wow. But, as we were just talking about him earlier, before the restart happened, Hickory in the number 10 car has made his way, as we're full wide as we were talking about Hickory, and almost a wreck there, but the 99 is able to save it, and Hickory has made his way up into 4th place, the Blaze Motorsports driver, and a great showing from him all the way in the back after that restart, because he was a lap down and took the free pass, but now up and could possibly be challenging for a podium, but the 24 will be by him, and still side by side between the 10 and the 24, and side by side in the back as well. Lots of close quarters racing going on here.
Ford side by side with Hickory now back on the lead lap, and here he is already storming his way back through the field. Inside the top 5 now is the 10 car. challenging to the inside of the 24. Going to take that spot through turn 2. Just barely going to clear off the nose of the 24. Now Robloxian trying to follow suit on the inside of Ford. This is for 6th now.
That was helpful for Hickory from Robloxian, just kind of holding up that 24 car. Hickory, he's shown great performances throughout this weekend, and absolutely great performance from him. Now he was all the way in the back of the pack, made his way up, and we haven't even been through 20 laps now, but he is now up into a podium contending position.
Once again, Supreme, Forza, and Ghost, the 3 cars to drive away on the restart. Forza in 2nd, Supreme in 3rd, Ghost leading the way once again. Hickory in 4th now, side by side with the 12 of Robloxian off of turn 4, but he's going to drive back around him on the outside. Flicker, Hobbs,
Lots of close quarters racing.
and Russell battling back here for 6th. 2 playoff drivers again. Contact between teammates. Ford and Russell still making contact.
Oh, no,
99 goes
99.
around.
And he's able to say, oh my goodness me. And as the Rocket League players are going crazy, what a save that was.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Teammates got together there again.
Wow. 99 car. Russell, for the 2nd race in a row, he showed up to the Break Series race yesterday in a Marvel Rivals themed car, and he is today as well. And interesting here as Ghost.
Oh, Zach. Sideways on the front stretch. Contact with Hickory. Sorry about that, but just cut and saw the 10 car sideways on the front stretch. Able to get straightened out, though, with minimal impact, minimal issues. Not sure what happened there between those two.
And I was going to say that is Ghost has taken the lead from the 47 and was driving away with it for a little bit. Again, we do need to remember that tire saving here is crucial. We saw the NAPA Brake Series guys, Nick and Hickory, they were great at their tire saving, and they came with a P1 and a P2 today, and maybe that could be what finds one side of the pack from the other, is their kind of tire conservation efforts here throughout this racetrack. Back to more single file racing. But it looks like, if I had to guess, anything that's going to be happening soon, it would be between Hickory and Flicker. And Hickory and Zach as well, even though Zach is a lap down, he's still fighting like he is on the lead lap. Lots of development drivers showing up today. And speaking of development drivers, Ghost still taken away with the lead in the 00 car for DSR Motorsports. Drone Strike Racing here, the development car, and definitely not bad for a D2 driver here at Dover, as he now has that 1 second gap between him and Forza. Now coming up to 40 laps to go, as Ghost will come around the final corner, and 40 to go now at Dover. And
they're still tied up in this battle.
Clean.
Still tied up in this battle with the 31 of Zach. Not for position, but just might be slowing him down a little bit here. Got the 5th or the 10 of Hickory just ahead of him, just outside the top 5. Zach joined the race late, been stuck 1 or if not 2 laps down all race. Finally finds himself back, or well, at least 1 lap down, not in position to get the lucky dog. If there were a yellow, that would go to Hobbs just up the road. But not going to stop him from battling with the 48 of Flicker. And into the wall goes the 31 a little bit. Flicker might have gotten sick of it.
And the 24 car to come down to the inside.
Yeah.
Very interesting racing lines and racing strategies that we've been seeing, as Ford almost went into the quarter panel of that 31 car, and now we're 3 wide. Absolutely incredible racing here, and the fact that they've been able to keep it green for so long. No wreck-related cautions so far. 37 to go in stage 3. This has been incredible.
Oh, big block from Flicker going into 3. Had enough room to make it work. Zach, though, going to enter right on his bumper, nudge him up off the bottom. Now going to be side by side coming down the front stretch. A little door slam from Flicker now. 48 might be getting a little frustrated under the helmet there. Battling with the playoff driver, not even for position. But this is that mental game of the playoffs as well. If you're getting raced this hard for not even for position, that's the precedent that these drivers are going to set with each other here in the playoffs. And you can see it's costing Flicker time. He's completely lost touch with the 10 of Hickory, who was just in front of him a few laps ago. And he's brought the 24 into this battle as well.
And 4 playoff drivers in the race. 2 of them are stuck a lap down, and that is Hobbs and the 31. But like I said earlier, the 31 of Zach, he's still fighting like he is on the lead lap here. If a caution comes out, that could change the entire rest of this race, as Ghost in the 00 development car for Drone Strike Racing has kind of taken away with the lead now, almost 1.5 seconds in front of the 47 of Forza. At 33 to go. Yeah, at Dover now 32 as Ghost will come across the line. And, yeah. It's been some very interesting racing here. Now we have Flicker and Ford. Were side by side there for a second, but Ford dropped back there a little, and then there is
Hickory on the
10
pit
of
road.
Hickory. First one into the pits, I believe, in stage 3.
Looks like it. Let's see what he takes here. I'd be interested if he takes 2 tires and maybe not fills up on fuel. I would think everybody would fill up on fuel, take 4 tires just to be safe to make it to the end, even if it is a longer stint, and that is exactly what the 10 car does. So now pit window could be open.
Strategy. Big strategy coming in here. We've seen the undercut work very well, especially because these tires fall off so quickly. The undercut is very, very helpful here at Dover, and maybe the 10 is onto something here. He will be put a lap down, but maybe he could make that up with that extra speed those new ideas get on him.
Pretty early stop from the 10, it looks like. 12 car of Robloxian now on pit road, all by his lonesome. And not gonna quite fill up on fuel. Looks like he got half a tank. Half a tank added, that is.
Definitely a lot of spread out racing now. And yeah, we will be through to 27 to go as Ghost in the 00 car he's been very prominent here in stage 3. I mean, Forza has swept the stages, but this could have been a tactical play from Forza leading off here, as Supreme, I believe, will get by him into P2, and Forza will
Flicker,
be
Hobbs,
into
and
the pit lane.
Zach on pit road as well.
Also into the pit lane, actually.
Long service. Looks like they're all filling up on fuel, getting ready for the longest, well, not longest, but one of the longer runs of the night. Forza, though, not going to fill up on fuel. Be interested to see if he took 4 tires.
It's a risky move from
He
the
took
47, but
4 tires and a quarter fuel, so same time stop, just less fuel.
yeah, interesting.
Takes just as long to put on 4 tires as it does to get a full tank of gas. So.
Now most people will be into the pit lane. This is the almost part. Oh no! And the 00 with the drive-through. That was our leader of this race, but the 00 development car.
Ford is
Ford
very
Drone
slow
Strike
on the
Racing.
apron.
Now with a drive-through penalty, the 00. Very unfortunate there. And some confusion over team radio for him as well. Now Kirby. The 99 is in his pit box, and a bit of a slow stop for him. But now it will be the 47 of Forza who will lead us into 22 to go in stage 3. Very nice spread out racing here. So, yeah. A Forza now coming up on a back marker, and that is the 24 of Ford. Not much for the most part going on now.
Yes, very lulled action. So I guess this would be a better time than ever to go to our forecast before us crank it up for tonight at Dover. And we welcome you back from our crank it up. Positions have largely remained the same. 10 of Hickory, though, has snuck his way into third place. 48 of Flicker just behind him, looking to take that spot from him if he can mount a run. But just over 10 laps to go. Now Forza going to bring us to it. 10 to go at the line. Ford, the closest car to him, a lap down. Supreme just over a second back, so maybe a mistake from Forza, and Supreme could have a chance at snapping that winless streak that dates back to about a year ago, or a season ago rather.
Yeah, dominant drive here from the 47 of Forza. But strategy could change the outcome of a race in many different ways, so anything could happen. But mostly everyone's settled into the groove now. Everyone's kind of got their own racing line and they can now take it. Due to the fact that there's no one near most people. So, yeah, for the most part, this is definitely interesting here because Forza, he's been leading the majority of laps here at Dover, but with 8 to go and Supreme catching him quickly from behind, and also the threat of fuel lingering on Forza as well, but
Oh, yeah.
Supreme doesn't have that problem whatsoever. Forza just getting into the 170s of fuel now with 7 laps to go, and that might not be enough.
I think he'll be all right. Although Ford here between these two, a lap down, he could rough out the 47, maybe help his teammate out. That's just my thinking. Maybe I'm a dirty driver, I don't know, but if I'm the team owner of that 18,
I've seen the recordings from
team
4 years
owner,
ago, mate.
if I'm a team owner and a good friend to that 18 car, I know it's been a while since he's seen victory lane, and he's going out this season as well. Final few races of the career, and there it is. There's a contact.
God.
But he just helped Forza. Goofball Ford moment. If you're gonna do it right. But
Number one rule of stock car racing is knowing how to wreck someone else without wrecking yourself, and it looks like he's helped the 47 out now.
4 laps to go. Supreme getting more aggressive now on corner entry. You saw him get almost to the 24's back bumper. Now he's going to go to the inside. Ford going to let him by.
Looks like the Ford. That is actually not a Ford. It is funny because we call him Ford. The team uses Chevy. So, yeah. Interesting branding there, but Ford will let the 18 by, and the 47 now into the double digits of fuel. How long will Forza be able to hold on as we're 2 to go?
I think Forza's good on fuel. He's just got to hold off this 18 for these last 2 laps. It's quick lap times here, so I don't think he's going to burn that much fuel. Can Supreme get to him, though?
2 to go now. The 18
coming to the white flag.
hard.
1 lap to go. Can Supreme make this final push? Almost to the bumper there in turn 1. Got to get a good exit. Got to get back to the bumper there in turn 3 if he wants to have a shot. Turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Not going to be able to get there. Forza going to hold it to the bottom. Round turn 4. And see the checkered flag at Dover. Win the Delaware Dodge Dealers 400. And deny Supreme that final win of the career. Oh man. I don't think Supreme was aggressive enough. I don't know if Supreme was aggressive enough. I would have assassinated that 47 for that final win, but Forza regardless gets the win. Ford with an L teammate moment.
Forza, yeah, he was only thing that he needed to do to keep himself in contention for the title and get into that championship round of 4 was finish the race, but he's done so much more than that. That 47 car now getting a full tank of fuel as he comes to the line to do some burnouts. That 47 car has done so much more than just finish the race. That was an incredible race from him. A full sweep, all 3 stages in the race win for the 47 car. An incredible feat for him, and we need to get the brooms out as the BTM driver will come across the line and still in contention for his 4th NAPA Auto Parts Series Championship. And now as well, speaking about that, another BTM driver as Forza will burn it down on the front stretch. Another BTM driver, yeah, that is Hickory. Hickory with a little bit of a strategy call. He was a lap down for most of this race, but he has come back. Incredible job from him in the 10 car for Blaze Technology Motorsports. has finished in 3rd place. And good overall performance here from ETM.
I believe that's Force's 8th win of the season. I want to say, just guessing, 7th or 8th.
This guy's good, basically. I do find it very funny how the burnouts in this game work. And Forza. Yeah, I think what you said, his 8th win of the season. Now Hatsune Miku avatar for the 47 car. And lots of people were saying for the race that Forza had a genuine shot at winning, and I was actually talking about just before the race had started about Forza winning, and looks like that has come true. A good performance by him, and a good performance by the other Blaze Technology Motorsports drivers on the grid as well. As the collisions for the car and Victory Lane still have not been fixed overnight.
It's not gonna get fixed. I ain't doing all that.
And now down, before we go to BG Victory Lane here at Dover for the NAPA Cup Series, now back over to our Fox buddies now for the halftime show at the Super Bowl, with the Seattle Seahawks leading 9-0 over the New England Patriots after a late 20-second left field goal for the Seahawks. So a big sweep for them as well, and a big sweep for Forza in the 47 car. And don't worry, the stream will be over before halftime is done.
All right. So now, time to talk to some of our drivers. Here on pit road with 18 of Supreme post Dover. 2nd place finish, just a few, maybe one car length back from Forza across the line. Supreme, we know you're retiring this season and you've gone winless on the year. What did it mean? What would it have meant to you to get that final win here at Dover? And what do you think you could have done differently to maybe beat the 47 to the line?
Ooh, I mean, it was a really great drive for this car. Like, this is the first race I've raced since Richmond, and this was a really good car, top 3 car all night. And like I wasn't gonna try and just plow through Forza. I wasn't gonna do that, but I probably should have, could have got there a little bit, but a win here would have definitely meant a little bit of something, because my first win in this league was at Dover. So kind of wanted, if I had to win, it could have been at this track. But I plan to race a couple more times, Charlotte and Miami. So hopefully we can have strong performances there and be in contention to win. But great attrition run. Congrats to Forza for making it on like 9 milliliters of fuel. Insane. He's been one of the best to do it. So just one more lap, man. Just imagine if this was like 175 laps instead of 170.
What if questions, man. We could go all day with the hypotheticals, but unfortunately a 2nd place finish is not enough for Supreme. Definitely will take it, but with the career coming to a close, definitely wanted that win. So hopefully you got 3 more races. Hopefully you can get it done at Charlotte, Maryland, or Homestead. But hopefully we'll see you next weekend, Supreme.
Yes, sir.
All right, next we'll move to our 3rd place finisher, Hickory.
Hey there, Hickory.
Yep.
So, yes, I can hear you. So, P3 finish here at Dover. You got P2 just yesterday. I mean, the car overall we saw in qualifying and things like that. I mean, it was a little bit even below average. You could say that you qualified 8th, and also in most of the practice sessions was also 8th or 9th as well. For out of the people that showed up, was mostly in the back, but you got up here and you did make it happen on race day, and you had that little bit of a maybe it could have been called a misjudgment with the pit strategy had you one lap down for a little bit here, but you were able to rebound from it. What was going through your head? Did you think you could have gotten a better position here, or what do you think were some of the factors that had led you to a podium finish here at Dover?
No, honestly, I cut the pit strategy because I felt like it would have been better and it would have started a domino effect, which it did with Roboxian pitting. And yeah, it was a struggle all day in the first half of the race. And then when I started getting going and I didn't do the Nick strategy, I kind of like started to do my own strategy and just work my way through the field, undercut everybody, and I knew that last stint was gonna be a little bit longer, so I knew undercutting would have been 10 times better. But overall, I want to give all glory to God, and I will not be able to make next week, so on to Maryland.
Good performance from you, and good performance out the weekend as well, and not too bad for a D-True driver. You have a great rest of your day.
Alrighty, now we will move on to Russell. Oh, whoops. Wrong one.
I think he's fallen asleep. Oh, never mind.
You're on pit road post Dover with Russell, driver of the number 99 Chevrolet Camaro for Bear Motorsports tonight. Solid performance for you in the Cup car once again. Had some flashes of good speed in this car, and then unfortunately just faded in that final stage. Couldn't quite make your way back up. But tell me how the car was, and tell me if you learned anything driving these Cup cars tonight.
Yeah, all I gotta say is just this. It was a snoozer of a race. I didn't really appreciate Zachary just racing me like it's the last lap. Even though he was a lap car, so I don't know what his deal is. But yeah, it was a good race. I mean, even though I was like at the back of the field, we made our way up to 6 with a good pit strategy. It's a little tighter than the Xfinity cars, so I probably have to adjust. But overall, it was a good day. Finally enjoyed it once, and yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right, well, good run for Russell, and hopefully we see you back in the Break Series car next weekend at Charlotte. All right, and for our final interview of the night, we'll go to Ford.
Hello.
Hey, Ford, here on pit road, following Dover. Finished just a lap down. Unfortunately, had some lag issues coming off of that final pit stop of the race, but we saw you racing there with the 47 there late, trying to help your teammate out. I'm sure, unfortunately, did not go how you planned. I'm sure. So
no.
yeah. So take us through what you were trying to do and what was going through your head there in those final few laps when you saw the 47 ahead of you and your teammate Supreme behind you, racing for the win.
On my screen, I didn't even hit him when I did. I was having desync the last couple laps then. Honestly, I think he just brake checked me to try to get a boost on purpose, which, it is what it is. That's how you got to race. But yeah, I was quicker than him when Supreme was catching up. I think both of us were a little faster than Forza. I was going to try to get in front of him, kind of just slow him down, or try to get side by side with him at least and slow him down. But yeah, because on my screen I didn't even hit him. But it is what it is. I'm honestly really pissed that I probably screwed Supreme up. I'm really pissed actually. But the rest of the race wasn't bad. We had some lag through stage 1 and 2, not horrible. Stage 3 was horrible for lag. Had a lot of freezing, a few moments of desync. I think we had really good speed, honestly. I think we were faster than the majority of the field when we get a nice run by ourselves. Restarts were kind of slow for whatever reason. I think part of that was I can't run on the top for a restart. But yeah, it was fun. Good race. So yeah, that's all I got.
All right, well, um, like you said, another solid run. Solid run, I'll say. Ran inside the top 5 most of the night. Unfortunately, the finish does not show the pace that this 24 car had, but hopefully we'll
Yep.
see you back in the car next weekend at Charlotte.
Yes, sir. You will.
And that'll do it for our coverage of the Delaware Dodge Dealers 400 from the Dover Motor Speedway. Forza took home checkered flag number 7 of the season and put himself into the round of champions. The next 3 races are where we will crown champions for the Cup Series and the Brake Series: Charlotte, Maryland, and Homestead. The final 3 races of the season. Hopefully you stick with us through these final 3 weeks, but starts at Charlotte next weekend, same time as always, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday and Sunday. But until then, this is King and Mirage signing off. Hope everybody has a good night.